Ready to go. All right, guys. So a little bit of a formal introduction at the beginning, then we're going to have a discussion together, right? I'm going to share some ideas with you, then we'll have a discussion. This Friday is specifically dedicated to how to build a massive passive income with iCONNCT. We all understand it's very beneficial to agents and customers, but how do you build an income inviting other agents, right? There is no subscription for customers, but how do you build an income inviting other agents? This is a little bit like saying, guys, listen to this methodology when Uber was on 3 blocks in San Francisco. And can you imagine if you'd sponsored every Uber driver? That's where we're going the next couple of years. And we're the pioneers, we're the groundbreakers. To give you a couple of updates, our publicist, a very well-known real estate publicist, we've retained them. They start at the end of September. So we've got about one more week before the word gets out there. Our cold email campaigns go out to hundreds of thousands of agents by the end of September. So that's also going to get the word out there. Our focus primarily has been the whole development piece. So this just gives us an opportunity, guys, to do something together before everybody else jumps on the bandwagon. So I want to talk specifically about how the money works. Lainey, perhaps you could just delete that allow recording on the screen so that I can see everybody clearly. That would be great. And so let's talk first of all about how the money works. And Lainey, of course, just running here into the studio, and she's going to go back out. She's going to post it for us. The first piece is the subscription side. Let's make sure we all completely understand the subscription aspect. So if Lainey could please post that subscription slide, then I'm going to show you the affiliate commission slide. So let's look at the subscription slide first. So 3 different types of subscribers we pay a commission on. First of all, the founder, second, the premier, third, the elite. So this is a lot like when you buy multiple areas with homes.com or with Zillow or market-based pricing and so on, okay? So on the $67 founder, your icon as an agent, that color icon on the map, is going to show up in 3 service regions, and it's a slightly smaller icon. On the premier, it's going to show up in 5 regions. And on the elite, it's going to show up in 10 regions. So you're literally going to be able to pick 10 cities and have the largest circle icon. You'll be at the top of the list anytime somebody searches in 10 cities. So just think about it mathematically. I mean, I've always, built big business, but somebody who's thinking bigger, why would they not want to be there in 10 cities? And, over a year, that's what, 12 times 500, $6,000. They sell 1 property every 18 months, and they've paid for this kind of exposure. So those are the 3 subscription levels: a larger icon on the map each subscription level, and more cities each subscription level. All subscribers become affiliates automatically, and all get a unique profile ID. And that's how you join either customers or agents to yourself. Now let's look at the affiliate part. The affiliate part's pretty clear. There's 3 levels of payout. If, for example, I brought in Joseph signed up iCONNCT, and he signed up in any one of the different subscriptions, I would be paid 20% as soon as he pays his subscription. Within 5 days of the end of the month, that money's dropped into whatever your digital account is. If Joseph then brings in James, and James brings in agents, I will make 10% on what James does. And if James brings in Cameron, then I'll make 5% on what Cameron does. So there's 3 levels. What I'm going to teach you about today is tools that you can use to bring in a large number of agents on your front level. That's what you really want. And they're going to be all across the board. Some of them are going to come in and want, many cities. Others are going to start with 3 cities, check it out, and then grow. So look at the math on this a little bit. In fact, I want to deep dive a little bit more on the math in a minute. Let me first of all just show you, you're going to manage your business account through First Promoter. So make sure you fully understand that distinction, guys and girls. So on one side, you sign up for the app. When you sign up for the app, you get an open email. And when you receive that email, you then get a link and you receive another email from First Promoter iCONNCT. And this is where you manage your business. This is where you do your real estate business. This is where you manage other agents, First Promoter. Okay. So quickly, Lainey is going to show a video that explains that process.
After signing up as an iCONNCT agent, you will receive an email directing you to First Promoter. Go ahead and click on the link and press Create an Account to get started. When you sign up, make sure you use a different email than the one you used for iCONNCT. After entering your name, email, and password, click the I agree checkbox and then click Sign Up. From here, it will direct you to sign into your account with your email and password. And there you have it. Your First Promoter account has officially been created. You will be able to keep track of your referrals, commissions, payouts, assets, and reports on this platform. First Promoter will also provide you with links, traffic sources, and sub-IDs. This platform will keep a daily log of your earnings, new customers, new referrals, and click count. To update your profile settings and notification settings, click the little icon in the top right corner. Welcome to First Promoter, the one-stop shop for growing your business.
All right, guys, so a few tips on this. If you go to Upwork or Fiverr, there are people who specialize in First Promoter. Just type in First Promoter into the search engine, and there's just a ton of people. So they can run your First Promoter account as it grows. What you want to do is really focus on the funnel piece rather than on, dinking around with the software. And there's a ton of training videos if you go to YouTube. So not particularly difficult to do. Look at the math here. So any elite agent, so you pick any town where there's a premium agent, just as soon as the word gets out about this, we're going to see agents who want to be the premier elite agent in their area. So every elite agent you bring on board, 500 times 20% is $100 a month. So you now receive $100 a month, as long as that agent wants to appear on the map. And why would that agent want to drop off? So you have 10 of them that do that across America, it's an extra $1,000 a month. Not too shabby. Anybody who's at the 199 level that comes in 5 cities, that's $40 a month. And anybody who's at the 67, that's $13.50 a month. So $153 a month is bringing in one of each category. Now, obviously, some of us are going to do what you did with EXP or what you did with Keller Williams or what you did with HomeSmart, is you're going to go after teams. Now you have to think about it logically. Let's say James brought in Joseph and Joseph ran a team. Joseph is going to put his team frontline to him. So James, unfortunately, you miss out on the frontline piece, but you get the second line piece. So then you're going to get that 10% on Joseph's entire team and the 20% on what Joseph's subscription is. And Joseph almost certainly is going to be elite because he's going to want all the cities for his team to disperse connections, right? So that's how that piece works. I think you all got that. It's not particularly complicated. Some who do this are going to just bring on one person at a time, but definitely a tool at this inception stage where it's very feasible. You could build yourself $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 a month as you market. But now comes down to the marketing piece. So I'm going to talk specifically on how to reach agents and how to reach large numbers of agents. This week, I'm going to specifically talk about email. It's going to get a little techie, so hang in with me. And again, don't get buried in the tech, right? Look at the mission. There are a lot of people on Fiverr who can help you with this, a project at a time. So, and I'll give you a tip on Fiverr. You really don't want tons of conversations with people. You want to work out specifically what you need. I need somebody to help me set up my First Promoter account. I need somebody to help me promote my first promoter account, right? I need somebody to help me with an affiliate program. They'll have jobs that come up, a $5 job, a $10 job, a $100 job. Take like not the lowest, but like the second, the $10, $20 job, assign it to them. If you don't like them, it's $20. No big deal. Set a timeline. I notice that people get too involved in their minds. Just get it going. Just get your first piece done. I don't know what the graphics should look like. $5, $10, you're going to have the graphics done. You don't like it, hire somebody else. But it's very, very quick. And I would use Fiverr as a quick request, quick response, set a short timeline. That's just a little tip. So how to reach agents. And we're talking about email specifically this week. Now you got to understand, using email and text marketing campaigns, we've grown from 22 agents to 218 agents in the last 18 months. So this works, and it's worked for us. We've actually backed off right now because we're so busy with all the leads that we're processing and integrating iCONNCT. But, I sent out a message to Joseph and James, a little challenge to them this morning. I really think we should do that, guys. And let's just bring on that number of people together before Christmas. We'll hold a Christmas party. We'll gather them all together. We'll have great fun. We all get along. I think there's a lot of people who are lost right now who need hope. And I think if Cameron puts together hope-type messages, it's just enormous potential what we can do. But we need to set ourselves a target and just run at it, in my opinion. That's just want you to know I'm in. I'm all in. Okay. So how to reach agents this week? We're going to talk about email. First of all, make sure you use your unique ID. Absolutely. I'm going to say it again. Make sure you use your unique ID. Now, I don't know if you know this, but there's a technique where with companies like Eventbrite, where you drive people to Eventbrite, you can go into the back end of Eventbrite and you can create a link, as you know, for your event. But you can also create an extension of that link. And the extension of that link contains your code, not the unique code for iCONNCT, but a code for that campaign. So if you send an email campaign, you can add a tag to the URL of the Eventbrite. And on your back end, you can see, okay, that email got 10 registrations. That email got 20 registrations. It's a super cool tool. A lot of people don't know that that's there in Eventbrite. By the way, a lot of this stuff, if you just go now to ChatGPT-4, it's much better in 4, and ask GPT-4, how do I create a URL unique ID extension for an Eventbrite event? And it will tell you exactly how to do it, right? Okay, so unique ID. Guys, I don't mean to insult your intelligence. I want to play the unique ID video again. Remember, all of these videos are in the Google Drive. You have our Google Drive. So you can go into First Promoter, for example. In First Promoter, when it says assets, you tap on assets, and you actually have the link to the Google Drive there. If I were you, I'd do what I do. And all of my important links that I need to run my business are on one page. So you just open the Google Drive in a browser, you take the browser and you share it to your home screen, and then that browser is the URL that you need is right here. So I would do that with the Google Drive for iCONNCT. I would load it up on your phone. I would then tap on the URL in Safari or Chrome. I would save that as a bookmark to your screen. Don't just bookmark it, stick it on your screen, and then it's there. And you have that material anytime. You want to do a quick Facebook post, you got hundreds of pieces of artwork from us and videos. Incidentally, I just hired 2 people in the UK in the last week for social media marketing for us. I get on very well with UK people because they're very pragmatic. And I just hired 2 people. I'm hiring 2 more originators because I want to originate a bunch of data. So you guys have everything that you need to market. If you want to create your own, of course, do it. But I want to make that available to you. All right. So how to reach agents. This week, we're talking about email. Play that unique ID video real quick, please.
From your agent profile, just click the share button located to the left of the 3 dots. From here, click Share to access your contacts and spread the word. Choose an agent from your contacts. Yes, it is that simple. After selecting your desired contact, a pre-generated message will appear. Press the blue arrow to send and watch your business grow. The agent receiving your affiliate page will get a personalized message with your unique link. When an agent opens your link, they'll be directed to a page with detailed instructions on how to use your code to sign up. And just like that, start generating residual income.
By the way, guys, an FYI here now, if you go to the ellipsis, the three dots at the top of your agent profile, there's actually a QR code now that does everything you just saw off a QR code. So you can put that on any materials, you can put it on your website, whatever. Quick little tip here. I was talking to you about creating unique links in Eventbrite. It's actually called a UTM parameter. I know it sounds very fancy. I suggest you write it down. And when you do an Eventbrite event, you want to track where the people are coming from. It's called a UTM parameter. So just do research on that. It sounds difficult. It's not. I'm not that intelligent, guys. I just follow instructions well. So it's called a UTM parameter. All right. So one thing about email, I want to say up front, make sure you observe the Can Spam Act. Obviously, you've got to say where it comes from at the bottom. And again, just go to ChatGPT and say, what do I need to put for the Can Spam Act on my email? And it will give you the exact wording. You cut and paste and drop it in. And there has to be an unsubscribe that's there. Most people know that, but I just wanted to formally say that. Okay. So when you're talking about email campaigns, there's 4 stages, and I want to give you those 4 stages. Okay. The first, obviously, is you need email addresses. So that's where a lot of people stop. They go, geez, Andrew, I've only got like 50 people that I know, and I'm never going to make a lot of money off them. And they end with it. They start, like defeated before they've even begun. So there are plenty of solutions for you. Obviously, the best is that you look at every deal that you've closed, every agent you've asked to show their home or show their listing, and you store all those. And if you don't do that, you should definitely start it now. If you run a team, have your whole team do that. Just collect every email address you possibly can. I know email marketing has kind of gone out of vogue compared to social media. I want to give you a stat here. So 4 years ago, we had 500 people in our email database. Today, I have 63,426. And out of those 63,000, a huge number of them came from triple opt-in Facebook ads. And I was able to run Facebook ads at $2 to $3 a pop. And that's a triple opt-in at $2 to $3 a pop. And we collected all those email addresses. Also through resources, like Homelight and Zillow and Opcity and so on and so forth. We just keep every email address. We send out blogs twice a month to 63,000 people. We have a 53% open rate. 53%. So one day I'll show that to you if you like on this as part of the training, and I'll show you what happens on our activity channel, because each of those emails is a link to our sites, and the activity is just off the charts. We literally have people every 2-3 minutes hitting the site as a result. So you might start small, but you can grow it really quite rapidly, much more rapidly than we did actually. So your first thing is you need to acquire emails. Definitely closings, agents, people you know. Second, your title rep. I hate to say this, but a lot of title reps will, I don't know if they're supposed to or not, but they will. They'll find email addresses for you, particularly of agents. Some of them will get you email addresses of customers, but that we're going to talk about on Tuesday. But email addresses of agents. Remember, agents are business people, and their email is in the public domain. It's not private. So even though every now and again somebody says, take me off your list, you just take them off the list. But they've got their emails listed all over the web. So your title rep, great source. Get yourself some lists of agents in an area you want to target. So whether that's Inland Empire, wherever it is, get a list of agents and you'll start with that. You can also purchase very large numbers of email addresses. So Laney's going to show you a couple of things here. First of all is Lone Wolf. If you go to Lone Wolf, if you're a broker, there's a site, there's a product they have called Broker Metrics. It's a couple $100 a month, and you literally can do a deep dive. Show me all agents have sold more than 5 homes in the last 12 months, more than 10. What office, filter out offices, filter out what company they're in. Just a ton of filters. It's a little more expensive, it's a couple $100 a month, but a great tool, right? Great tool. The second one I want to show you is D7 Lead Finder. I like D7 Lead Finder a lot. It's $45 a month. You can get pretty much, it's not just for real estate, guys. You can get pretty much any list you can imagine at D7 Lead Finder. I'm not going to do a deep dive on it today. And again, go to Fiverr and say, who's a D7 Lead Finder specialist? And they will help you. Great way to get a ton of agents. So now you've got resource how to acquire emails. You can do that within 20 minutes of this call and have yourself 1,000 emails to start with. Second thing, obviously, once you acquire that, you're going to typically import it to your CRM with what's called a CSV file. That's a comma separated value file. And what that means is there's a comma between each piece of data, and it separates that data. And that comma separated value file looks like an Excel file. It's just got more programming in the back of it. And the only thing you want to be sure of is that when you get these lists, that you make sure that your CSV file matches the columns in the CRM. So if your columns in your CRM are first name, last name, don't upload a CSV file that puts the first name, last name in the same column. That's what CSV files are all about, okay? So you're going to take your lists, you're going to import them to your CRM, you can import them to your Google account, and I want to give you a word of warning here. Google has a limit on how many emails you can send out a day. You do not want to get your Gmail account blocked. And if your Gmail account, Joseph, James, anybody on this call, if your Gmail account is attached to your primary domain, then you could also damage your domain. So you really don't want to do that. If you're going to do a lot of email, let's say your website is, I don't know, josephlimosellshomes.com, for example. You'd want to do josephlimosellshomes.gov.tv, whatever. Joseph Limo sells all the homes. Joseph Limo sells big homes, small homes, painted homes, not whatever. You just think up whatever, and you just purchase those domains and send them out from those domains. You can still brand it with yourself, but you're not exposing your primary domain. So these are just some of the technicalities. I warned you I was going to get a little bit techie today, but that's how I invented this app, right? You just got to dig into technology. So import your emails. First of all, you acquire them, then you import them into your CRM. And when you start to go outbound, watch out for the limits. Now, the third step, I said there were 3 steps. The third step is your email content. So there's a few rules in here, okay? Your subject line has to be punchy. I literally get, I don't want to exaggerate, but between all my accounts, probably 700 emails a day. So the only way I can process that is by the subject line. Out of those 700, I probably open 30 maximum. And it's all based on the subject line. I want you to tell me why I need to open your email. So the subject line is a big deal, and you're going to want to what we call AB or ABC test. You're going to want to run an email with 3 different subject lines. Or you're going to take a subject line and run 3 different emails with it. And you're going to see then and track back, if you use that unique ID, you're going to track back and see which email works better and which agents resonate with. So number 1, make sure your subject line is compelling. Number 2, you're obviously going to drop these emails into a CRM. And when you do, make sure that your CRM personalizes the email. So the CRM just basically goes in, looks at that first column, sees the first name, and it says, Dear Joseph, right? We're all familiar with that technology. Third thing is Make sure you have a value proposition, and it's got to hit you right between the eyes right at the beginning. I got to know what your value prop is, A, by the subject line, and B, in the first two lines of your email. And the fourth thing you need in the email, so we said compelling subject, personalized, value proposition, call to action. That call to action is vital. Now, I'm big on funnels. We do text funnels and email funnels. They don't have to be hugely complex. You just have to really decide in your mind, what is your funnel? So top of the funnel, you need a ton of emails. Otherwise, you don't have a funnel, right? You just have an empty plastic tube. So the top of the funnel is all the emails. What do I want to do with those emails? I want to send them a punchy email with a specific objective, that they open it and they're given a call to action. Now, that call to action for us is attend an Eventbrite with us, right? And once they come there, then we can go from there, and either one of our staff here can call them and talk to them about onboarding. So you're going to want to set up a funnel like that, right? And what's really important is when people come into that funnel, that you process them quickly. So fill the top, emails, send the emails. I'll tell you how in a minute. Call to action. And rather than selling something, nobody likes to be sold, bring them to something that will educate them and bring them benefit. And then out of that, you're going to get the funnel fill at the bottom, and you're going to start to do business. Okay. So establish your funnel clearly up front. That the funnel I just gave you is the simplest possible. Some funnels, guys, really not for cold emails, but when you have a warmer email list, you've all got these where the open happens punchy, and there's a testimonial of somebody. You tap on it, join us for our next promotional whatever, and you tap the link. And then it shows you another another punchy fact, right? Compelling fact. And you see another video, and you'll see this 4 or 5 or 6 times. So those elongated funnels, they do work. They take a lot of time to put together. I would recommend, if you're going to combine warm with cold and do a large number, that you keep your email short. You don't put any pictures in it. I love picture emails, but it's going to be detected as spam. Don't use words like free or special offer in the subject line ever. And only put one hyperlink in the email. There are even spam checkers that you can take an email that you're going to send and run it through a spam checker, and the spam will give you a spam score on that email. So that also saves you a bunch of pain. You can make some modifications. So again, if you don't know about a email spam checker, just go to ChatGPT and ask about it, and away you go. So email content, funnel. Let's just have a look real quick at, again, resources. You're thinking like, oh my gosh, Andrew, how do I do this? Go into First Promoter. And I'm not sure I'm going to be able to read it on the screen here. I'm going to take a shot at it, guys. So in First Promoter, you go to Assets. Under Assets, right there, you go to, is that where it's at in Google Drive, Lainey? You're going to go to the templates. All right, there's your Google Drive. And in the Google Drive, you're going to go to email campaigns. And in email campaigns, that's nice. If you make it even bigger, would you? Make it bigger for me. A little bigger. That's it. Okay. So you can see at the top here, I've given you 3 subject lines. Now, word of warning, these are going out to nearly 100,000 people in a month. There's 240,000 real estate agents just in Southern California. So it's a massive market. You see how it's punchy. Now, you may or may not like it, but we're going to promote corporately a concept of partner. So we're actually going to pay for social media advertising in different parts of the United States, where, for example, we'll take, and I'll do this for you, Joseph, by the way. Just send me a picture of yourself. tell me your area, and we'll run a social media post at the top, very corporate looking, it says iCONNCT, our partner in Chino, Joseph Limo. And then in the middle will be your picture. And on the left will be Uber. And on the right will be the map with agents. And it says at the bottom, agents on demand in the palm of your hand. And the whole idea is we just create that familiarity. It's not a call to action. It's just exposure of the logo, exposure of agents. And we're exposing the idea both to agents and to consumers that you can now get an agent on demand. That's what's so unique about our product, or one of the many things that's unique, right? So we're going to start this campaign throughout America called Partner with iCONNCT. So partner with, here's your punchline, your subject line, partner with iCONNCT, the first Uber-style agent app for real estate. Be the first iCONNCT Uber-style agent in your city, no broker change. Want leads without referral fees? Partner with iCONNCT. There's our subject lines, and we're going to do ABC test on it and see which one gets the most response. Now, we're actually sifting this and spam checking it right now, but these are our most recent emails that we're preparing. Are you tired of paying 40% referral fees for expensive online leads? Are you wanting to stand out in your community as the go-to agent for listings and showings? Do you want to use technology that really makes a difference? iCONNCT Uber-style tracking technology puts you in the forefront for home buyers and sellers. Our systems took one team from 60 deals a year to 450 in 2 years. And now the app is available to independent agents without changing any brokerage. Ready to transform your business? Reserve your free spot at iCONNCT Partner Invitation events by clicking below, and there will be the link. And once they click on that link, as long as you have embedded your UTM into that code, you can now track on the back end which email they came from, which subject line they came from, which campaign they came from. You can backtrack everything with your UTM parameter. So there's multiple. Can you scroll a bit, Lainey? There's several examples of these. We're going to write many, many more. You're welcome to use them. There you go. Be the first Uber-style agent in your city. That one's a lot shorter. Then go to the next one. Want leads without referral fees? Partner with iCONNCT. And then we did some follow-up emails for your second step. So scroll down to those if you would. And obviously you're going to take my name out when you send it, James, right? But
those ones, the follow-ups are not on here yet.
Okay, so we'll post the follow-ups today. All right, so the bottom line here is, right, acquire the emails, upload them to your CRM, grab your content, cut and paste it, and set it up ready to go. Your last piece, and I'll finish with this, your last piece is deployment. How do you deploy? So hear me out here, guys. If you're going to do a few, of course, you can deploy through your Gmail account. Put them in your contacts. You're going to deploy through your Gmail account. I would use a service. So one of the most popular, of course, is MailChimp. Gets pretty expensive if you go into large numbers. Another resource that you might want to look at is called ActiveCampaign. Super cool platform. And ActiveCampaign offers templates and drips, but ActiveCampaign also offers triggers for behaviors, right? So when you have certain behaviors and repeat behaviors, it triggers a different type of email or response or text afterwards, right? They're called triggers. Another one you've heard of before is Constant Contact. I like Constant Contact a lot. It's great for event marketing. Constant Contact is very user-friendly for event marketing. Another one, if you really get big at this, you want to use HubSpot. And HubSpot is your entire lead management system. And if you're going to do a ton, guys, that's what we call cold campaigns. On cold campaigns, use Mailshake. Mailshake has templates and follow-ups and tracking. And some of these platforms will ask you, has this person opted in? Is this somebody that you know? And other of the platforms do not. So it really depends how warm or how cold or how you're going to combine them, and also how deep into this you're going to go. But for us, we're literally going out to millions of people across the country. So it's, it's a huge top funnel narrowing it down. It's up to you to decide how big you want the funnel to be. So let's do a quick summary of this. Acquire the list, drop it in your CRM, copy your content out of First Promoter, choose your deployment platform, and start out. And make sure that you have a funnel that you clearly understand. So let's finish, or clearly promote. Let's finish with this. If you want the funnel to be like Tuesdays, guys, Tuesdays, we're going to build more and more and more. I think even Cameron's going to help us a bit with it on content for agents, how they get leads and how they get consumers, right? So if you want to put in the funnel one of these events, you're just going to have to be alert that that's somebody you brought in, and you send us a list or whatever, and we'll just pass them right over to you afterwards, right? I mean, we know each other. That's not ideal. Ideally, down the road, you want to do one of two things. Either put a UTM into the link to this meeting. You're going to need to help us with the admin on that. This is a little bit of admin, but you could run, James, for example, a campaign. You put a UTM on the back of this Eventbrite link that I sent you today, and we would then know that it came from you, right? So if you don't do that, then you guys, all of you on here are articulate people. You just set up your own partner event. You set up your own income generating event and list it in Eventbrite, and your funnel will end at your own event. You can then, once you've signed them up, you can pass them on to here. University is going to be here. So just make a choice. You want to set up your own Eventbrite or your own, you can also do, so do you want to set up your own Eventbrite or send them to ours? That's the issue. And finally, James, and I see your hand, you can just use Calendly, right? And literally people can just go to Calendly and go, I want to know more. And you put into Calendly what your schedule is, what days. Let's say you want to talk to people on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays after 3 and before 7, whatever, right? You just program it into Calendly, and then they come in, and you wake up in the morning, you got 4 people who want to talk to you about the business. But to get that kind of number, those are the numbers. We went through a phase where we wanted to recruit 8 people a week. And so we did that, 8 people a week, every single week. But we knew the funnel by that time. We knew how many people to put at the top and how to drive it through. Now we're starting again with a whole different program. But this now is on a national scale. So I hope that really helps you guys. Let's go over to questions and conversation. And some of you who've got contributions, please jump in. James, you were first, buddy.
Hey, on your unique ID link, what can they sign up without that, or do they have to have a code?
They can. So if they went to iCONNCT.com and you tap on sign up in the corner, and it says sign up as agent or customer, and they sign up as an agent, they'll be asked for a unique ID. If they don't have it, then they won't use it. And then it's, the same thing can happen with EXP. You know that, right? Keller Williams, same thing.
Of course.
Gotta have
I'm
that
just
ID.
trying to be clear of the process. So,
yeah.
So when we're sending it out, they need your unique link, but they also need that unique ID link when they're signing up.
100%. So don't mistake, mate, the ID in your Eventbrite invite for the ID for iCONNCT.
Right.
Yeah. I'm
with you. Hey, and another thing just to add, GoDaddy has an email platform campaign. Matter of fact, they're just revamping it. It's, I think, started, well, you can sign up for it now, but it's new. So that's another option for emailing.
100%. We actually just bought 280 domains from them for our next campaign. So yeah, just fabulous stuff on GoDaddy. Anybody else, any other questions, guys? All right, sounds good. Then that must have been pretty
I have one more quick question.
Yeah.
Is that unique ID? Is it the same all the time? I mean, that's your only ID, right? It's stagnant to you.
All the time, mate. Yeah. And as I said, there's a QR code. We're actually doing something right now called deferred deep linking. Those of you who are techies will love this kind of conversation. And deferred deep linking is where you provide a link to Cameron to download the app, and he goes to the app, and that link you provide him has your ID embedded in the link, but he has to be logged on for it to work. But if you go to deferred deep linking, you can embed code. We would do this automatically. We just haven't programmed it yet. You can embed code into that link. James, this is super cool. And you give somebody that link, it takes them to App Store. And when they download the app and they log back in, it automatically pulls the deferred link from what you sent them and it registers them under your ID. It's extremely elaborate. As I say, it's called deferred deep linking, and we're looking to add that on. But right now, where you're at, you either use your QR code you use your QR code or you use the invite share and go forward from there.
So when you're using the QR code, then they don't need that unique ID then. It just
because it's in the QR code. Because the QR code, they'll take a picture of the QR code, it'll take them to your website, and your referral ID is in that website.
Perfect. Love it.
Yeah. Any other questions, guys? All right. Hey, Joseph, Cameron, James, we should talk. And Cameron, I saw your message yesterday. I was buried, man. But I'll reach back out to you. Between us, we just need to create some killer content. Yeah. I mean, it's game on. We got 3 months and just want to kill it before the end of the year, you know? So let's have at it. Reach out to me, boys, okay? Thank you, everybody, very much. Appreciate you. Oh, hang on. Michael's got a quick question. Hit me, Mike.
Hey, really quick, in the past, I've used Outreach. Do you think that would be a platform that's compatible with this campaign?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yes. And look, Michael, just to like be double sure, I don't do anything without GPT-4 these days. And just go in and describe exactly what you're going to do. I'm going to do an email campaign for an app, and I have a unique ID in it. I want to protect that unique ID, and I plan to send out 200 to 300 a day, or 400 or 500, and so on and so on. And I'm going to use Outreach. Can you tell me anything that could go wrong? And you'll get a list of like 8 things to do. I never do anything without running it through GPT-4 now, because the LLM, the large language model, is so huge that it's very difficult to think of something somebody hasn't done 1,000 times before.
Love ChatGPT.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, everybody. Got to run. Thank you. Take care.
Thanks, Andy.
Cheers, everybody.
Thank you, Andrew.